Welcome to Exploring Pathways, Latinos Shaping the Future of Travel and Tourism. I'd like to introduce our moderator, Rafael Peña. Capinacho.
Sí.
Vanessa González Hernández. Y Porfirio Garcia. Gracias.
I want each of you guys to introduce yourselves again and tell us what you do in the travel industry.
Yeah, so thank you, Rafael. My name is Carla Vacapinacho. I am a daughter, I am a sister, and I work for an organization called Miles Partnership, which is a strategic marketing agency in the travel and tourism industry. I have been working with them for a year and 2 months, but I work as the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Project Coordinator for my the DEI consulting team at Miles. So we do a lot of internal work, and then we also do external work. When it comes to the internal work, we work to build our DEI initiatives within the organization, such as managing the DEI committee that we have, and then also working to build our affinity groups within Miles Partnership, and leading DEI education within the organization.
Hold on 1 second. Carla, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I want you to tell everyone how old you are.
I'm 23.
My name is Vanessa González Hernández Ponce, because actually my last name, I was explaining then that González Hernández is my husband's last name, but anywho. I'm a proud immigrant. I'm Peruvian. I was born and raised in Lima, Peru, and I migrated to New York 15 years ago. I'm currently working at DCI, which is also a strategic marketing agency, Development Consultants International. And I'm actually the director of the Travel Trade Marketing Division. So I oversee many of our client roster and their strategic marketing to promote them among the B2B sector of tourism. So I do really cool stuff with really amazing clients like Monaco, Chile, Madrid, and many other destinations that I get to work. And something that I'm really passionate about is to bring more people like us, people of color, Latinos, immigrants, into these spaces, because when I did my master's, I realized that there's so many of us in those rooms. So this is why I'm here, and I would love to talk more about my experience. Thank you so much.
And now, Porfirio, let us know.
What do you want to know?
Give it to us in 2 minutes.
Well, thank you for having me here, and thank you for asking. It's a great question. What do? I promote business and commerce and market tourism at the 4th largest city and the 3rd wealthiest state in the country. I'm the director of marketing for the Great Elizabeth Chamber of Commerce and the Office of Tourism for the city of Elizabeth. So it's my job to help attract visitors to the city, to evangelize the city, to bring investment into the city, to do my part as an immigrant, as a Latino, to help affect and elevate an entire community, majority minority Latino at that in the city, the highest percentage by population in the state, Elizabeth, New Jersey. So we're the gateway to this state. Our impact to not just the region's economy, but to our nation's economy is very underrated. I have my own opinions about that as a Latino, why, but our impact to this city to this state is very outsized. And I'm very glad to welcome you guys here, and you're gonna learn more, or get to learn more as to why. If you pick up one of my magazines that were on top of your chairs, there's a lot of information of everything we have to offer. We traverse everything from land, air, sea, rail. Yes, half of Newark Liberty International Airport, Newark, that's Elizabeth. So so as a destination, I have an international airport too. I'd love to say I got jumbo jets landing in my backyard. So we're a city of 140,000 people in just 11 square miles. So there's a lot of but what we do and what we represent here, backed by this community, representing over 50 different countries, believe it or not, it's one of a kind in the state. And you guys will get to learn more about that.
Also, Porfirio is very humble. So let's just get to the nitty gritty of it all.
Can I add one last thing that I'm very proud of, especially as an immigrant? I'm also a veteran. I served in the United States Army when I was young. I meant to include that because a big part, I wanted to point it out because in my little bio that I was forced to reduce to 100 words, they still lopped off the last sentence, which was my military service, that I'm extremely proud of. It's foundational to who I am as an adult, starting from when I was 19 years old. I was all that I could be, believe it or not. I was active duty. I was a sergeant. I was leading troops by the time I was 20 years old. I did a lot of crazy stuff, you know? And it was just another day for us. Anybody who's ever served knows that you wake up every day and you don't realize what you're doing until 30 years later, you say, what? Like, who's that? Because I look at my own kids and I can't picture them doing what I was doing at 19, 20 years old. My daughter just turned 21 and I just can't, my 26-year-old son, like I can't even picture him doing it. So I'm very proud of that, my service to this country. The impact that hopefully I've left and the example I've set for my kids. Obviously, I concur with her that not enough is being done or is done, at least through my experience through the state of New Jersey and my overall observance of the industry, that there's not enough being done as far as to elevating the profile in travel, as far as especially these smaller unknown or that fly under the radar destinations like ours, like Elizabeth. Particularly in my opinion, a lot of people in this space come from a hospitality background versus marketing. So the people that then are in charge to help sell this, are then any funds that they have are just being outsourced to another agency who's not from here, not connected to the city, to their destination, because nobody comes with a real marketing and advertising background to help reach and evangelize their destinations. They're outsourcing the work to others because they're underfunded, understaffed, they're very small operations, they don't have people with the right marketing backgrounds, they call themselves marketing organizations, but nobody is. It's been my experience. Like, I really have this thing that I feel like I have yet to meet somebody that really has a real marketing background, ran their own business, had to deal with the real economies of that, and to really from within and having that local perspective, find what is the target that you're trying to achieve, and most of the time it's just outsourced. So, it's no offense to organizations like Miles Davis, they're providing a valuable resource. But unless there's somebody from within that could help lend them insight, if there was another marketer that is, okay, I'm gonna outsource it to another a very talented agency like that offers a lot, like Mouse Partnership. I've learned a lot from them too. I've actually playing off some of their ideas from things they've presented to me. I advertise in the state tourism manual, so they're actually, I'm one of their clients. But at least I come from a marketing background of what I know I need to achieve in this city based on our market, based on our people. I really believe that our citizens, our residents are our biggest ambassadors. What we have to, how we could lure them, really show off our culture. And that's something that every step that you separate yourself from it, outsourcing the marketing, you lose a little bit of that story that you're trying to tell. But I don't want to get too carried away. You might not understand the nuances of the different cultures. Because a lot of people do it nowadays. We have progressed, are aware of Latino culture, what are the differences. It's not like, many years ago when I lived throughout the South, everybody was just Mexican, it was a derogatory insult. I lived in Tennessee and Alabama, Kentucky, so I know firsthand. So at least a lot of people understand our culture, but not the nuances. We're not a monolith, but yet we're different, but the same, connected through language, food, through many different things, art. But anyways.
Where you educate those people and then work in places that also value us, and always to show them your value, because I think that it's a challenge to tell them, hey, this is my worth. And somebody I want to give a shout is Cindy Rodriguez. She's a corporate gangster, I saw that. She has taught me so much about, standing up for myself in the corporate world. And to your point, it's tough. And as Latinas and immigrant and women, people of color, usually we are always overlooked.
It's kind of hard to reach out to people and say, hey, I need help with this, how do I move this way? Would you say that's kind of like what's going on?
Yeah, even when I first started working there and I had to do a pitch, I went to pitch a client, and For those that Spanish is their first language, when you're speaking a second language, sometimes it could be challenging, especially when you're nervous. And I remember I stood in that room and I was doing my presentation. I thought I did good, but anywho, one of the people that were there, they didn't like the way I presented, and they were like, oh my God, they were judging me and criticizing me. Mind you, that same person now.
Jorge, what's the most difficult part of your job?
The most difficult part of my job, and it's not just about this job, just my whole career arc in the lane that I'm in, and has been to always having to explain myself over and over and over and over and again and again and again. Doesn't matter my track record of success. You probably worked 2 or 3 jobs. I have 2 jobs right now, still to this day. I told you my titles. It's 2 jobs that I have, but I have to do it even concurrently at the same time. You constantly have to work twice as hard. The story hasn't changed. Doesn't matter that time, we have still progressed, but my biggest challenging is no matter what. The only time I never had to explain myself was when I ran my own business. My Latino clients, they never questioned me. They took my advice, my consulting to heart and didn't question it. They just acted on it. Everyone else, I had to explain and explain and explain. But you're trying to reach the Hispanic market. Well, if you hired me for my expertise, you still have to explain yourself. So that's the biggest challenge as a Latino, not just in travel, in marketing, in corporate America. I've worked on both sides. Not just, but that's been my experience, and I don't think it's evolved, but it's still a challenge to this day.
And those that are from Latin America are very different from those that are from Europe and those that are from domestic parts of the US. I think the culture is the most shocking part when dealing with them, but in terms of their needs, I think they all have the same needs, which is come here, target the North American market, the US market, the affluent traveler. And that's why when you come to them and you tell them, hey, what about people of color? What about Latinos? Oh, we have the Hispanic Heritage Month. They normally don't care. Except for those that are domestic, and then they are more considerate of that. But international clients mostly, they want just to go for the big dollars. And to them, sadly, we are not in that bucket. So I think our task as Latinos, and Vanessa, thank you for creating this platform, is to...
What was the flaw that they had in common, and how were you able to turn that around for those organizations?
The biggest flaw, not just in Elizabeth, and what I saw in the entire New York metropolitan market many, many years ago, the Latino businesses, one of the things that really was one of my missions when I went independent in marketing was I hated the way a lot of the mainstream marketing even for small businesses, their marketing looked creative, top-notch, color, the printing, everything. But a lot of the Hispanic businesses, very second-rate, black and white, photocopy flyers. My customers didn't understand initially how that affected perception and how that affected the way the general public, and not just other Latinos, but just you're trying to sell a product to everyone, not just Hispanics, just because you're in this little town if you wanted to grow. So it was a mission to constantly educate them about branding, identity, consistency, investing a little bit more that, yes, spending a little extra $100 on the design was worth it because I understood the value of what I was giving, but I can only go so low. I have overhead. I got families that I got to feed, right? So that little extra $100 they spend towards the design, or a few extra $100 or $1,000 on printing, was going to turn around and really generate, pay for itself 10 times over. It took time, but I was in a unique position in this town to work with so many businesses that all knew each other, and they were all referrals. So a lot of the advice kept going around in a circle, and you see it to this day, the way a lot of these businesses you guys interface in the dining and nightlife space, that you see their marketing on social media, they're doing reels, their flyers a little more elevated and colorful. 25 years ago, 30 years ago, it did not look like that. One, they had no presence in the marketplace, and now they compete. These little mom and pops, Elizabeth depends on not just their citizens, they have to attract people from outside of Elizabeth into Elizabeth. Like I said, we're only 11 square miles with 140,000 people. We have over 200 restaurants just in 11 square miles. Think about that. At a minimum, I just have 120 that are curated in my dining guide in that magazine. So just think about that per square mile. There's a stretch on Elizabeth Avenue that's 1 mile that has over 67 points of eateries representing 17 different countries. that's just in one place, what Elizabeth Avenue leading to the waterfront. But they now, a lot of them are able to reach an audience outside of here. It's what's helped to the progress of this city. Like I said, what I tried to do was just educate. And believe me, it wasn't easy. It took a long time. It took 20 years for that to happen. You're only seeing the benefits, the collective benefits of that. And then with that came entrepreneurs on their own coming together, realizing most of them Latinos, that they do more collectively than competing with each other. I had a front row seat to that because many of them, I was their marketing agency for a whole bunch of companies that competed with each other and entrepreneurs, but yet they trusted in me. So that center point, I was almost like a little mini chamber of commerce. So that communication and flow and trust and bond, we all recognized that together we all do better than, because we're all, as long as we sell Elizabeth, collectively our dining and nightlife space does more to bring people into Elizabeth and spends more money than anything else. It's Elizabeth. Every time they put an address, every time they have to mention where they're at, you're promoting this city. A lot of people don't appreciate something as different. Everybody's aware of mentions now, right? Well, they're mentioning it every time for years. It's, being aware of that, educating them that, respecting that many other, they didn't feel very accepted in the Chamber of Commerce here in Elizabeth. I know many businesses that isn't until just now after I came on board, and we have a more diversified team, that they feel welcome. They created their own unofficial little chambers of commerce. I know, because I created their logo for it. The Morris Midtown Business Association. Important for you guys to travel is, so when you visit a city like New York City, right, which everyone's gonna come here, it's capital of the world, it's a heartbeat of this financial capital of the world. So when you visit cities like this, maybe you come stay in Elizabeth as your center point and leave some of your money in a Latino community like this that could really use it. And you can still go to New York, learn, absorb, right? You can make a contribution to help elevate entire, majority Latino communities. So you could explore. New York City is a feature to Elizabeth. It's not my competition, but the hotels here are half the price of Manhattan. So stay here, hop on the train, 30 minutes, step out in Times Square. Do Disney World if you want over there, right? Come here to Elizabeth and other cities around the United States. Show some love in your travels. Spend some of your money in there. Stay there so this way when you're resting, there's something to do. You get to explore something small, and during the day, go do your videos and check out, let everyone know. But you'll find hidden gems when you step out just in the outskirts of these big destinations, just like Elizabeth. So that's why it's important for you guys to travel. You keep evangelizing, our culture. You let the rest of that influence you yourself. It makes you better creators, better marketers. Just everything. You keep promoting and elevating, our communities.
All right.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Fonder, and I am the founder of Latino World Travelers and the creator of the Latino Travel Fest, which is the first conference ever for Latinos who just love to travel and want to monetize their travel. Today we conclude day 2 of the weekend of festivities, and I am super excited of continuing doing the work to diversify the face of travel. So I cannot wait to see you here next year.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I'm 19 years old, and I came all the way from South Florida to attend the Latino World Travel Fest. I came to this event because I love to travel. I travel a lot with my family, and I wanted to find a way to be able to share that with the world and get them to see my perspective and find a way to monetize it as well so I can keep on traveling with my family. I learned so much from this event. I was really inspired by all the speakers that I saw, and I'm hoping to really start my journey along with my mom so that I can continue to fulfill my dreams and travel around the world and see all the cultures that I have yet to see.
Hi, my name's Andrea. I am from Peru. I have a podcast where I interview women on how to travel long term and also find the inspiration and courage to do it.
Hola, yo soy Melanie De Castro. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and now in California. What I benefited from coming to Latino Travel Fest is that I met so many amazing people. I got to be a guest and also work it as here in the Mercadito. And yeah, I'm just excited to do it again and again each year.
Hi, my name is Milka Rodriguez and I'm the owner of Globetrotting Dominicana. We provide sustainable tours and experiences in the Dominican Republic. For those who like to learn about the Dominican Republic outside of the resorts, we're launching some sustainable trips for women, girls trips to eco-touristic hubs around the island, starting with Barahona. In the winter time, if you'd like to learn more about these sustainable trips, eco-touristic trips for females in the Dominican Republic, feel free to reach out to me on globetrottingdominicana.net and on my Instagram, Globetrotting Dominicana.
Buenos dias. My name is Porfirio Garcia. I promote business and commerce and market tourism at the 4th largest city in the 3rd wealthiest state in the country. I'm the director of marketing of the Greater Elizabeth Chamber of Commerce and the Office of Tourism for the city of Elizabeth. Go Elizabeth NJ. Latino Travel Fest. What an amazing day. So much was learned. The most important part and what I'm most proud of is that I got to draw some knowledge and some wisdom to the next generation of influencers, marketers, Latinos who are gonna help move the needle forward in this country, in our community, in our region, and help evangelize and spread the word and the gospel of the city of Elizabeth, New Jersey, at the center of it all.